Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It's been a nightmare. That's all I can say. It's just...
Our hands are tied, basically. We've run to the end of the road and not learned anything.
Tammy and John Sadek say enough is enough. They say it's time for answers and accountability from those investigating their son's death. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
The Sadeks are asking for the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension to step aside and let the FBI investigate the death of NDSCS student Andrew Sadek.
Sadek's body was pulled from the Red River near Breckenridge, Minnesota almost 2 years ago. He had a gunshot to his head and backpack full of rocks tied to him. He was working as an informant for a Southeast North Dakota drug task force.
Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop has more from the Sadek family, who is very concerned that what happened to Andrew could happen to other families. Ashley?
Mike and Andrea, Tammy and John Sadek say they are still waiting for answers and need closure in their son's death. But they want no other family to go through the pain that they are dealing with.
We need to do something to try and protect these families. It's not just the kids, it's the families. I mean, we went through a tragedy that nobody should.
People are getting ready to go off to school, so this is really an important time for parents to talk to their children and just tell them that you're there for them. I mean, Andrew knew we were there for him. He just basically was bullied into this and threatened, and he probably felt it was his only way out. I don't know.
The Sadeks say they don't know much more than the day their son's body was found. That is why they hired attorney Lance Block, so they can get answers. He says he has been getting the runaround from all the agencies involved in solving Andrew's death.
It's time that a new, fresh set of eyes take over.
Block's been working on drug informant cases across the country. He says money plays a role in why informants are used by police. He says what he sees here is different than the rest of the country.
Everybody here who gets arrested in a drug-related situation is being recruited to be a confidential informant. That's not the way it is in the other states that I've seen. That, law enforcement's very selective in who they use, but here it appears to be a standard protocol.
Block says more arrests and convictions mean more state and federal dollars to law enforcement. Tammy and John still believe informant use is happening at the colleges across the state and wants parents aware.
I don't have any concrete facts that it's still happening, but I believe it is still happening. And I would urge parents to talk to their children.
North Dakota State Representative Rich Becker says he is working on legislation that would provide more protection for informants.
Now, we reached out to the Minnesota BCA, which provided us with the following statement. The BCA, BCI, and NDSCS will continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding Andrew Sadek's death. The BCA is legally obligated to protect the integrity of the investigation into Mr. Sadek's death. Minnesota law prevents us from sharing investigative data with the public until the investigation is closed. Now tonight on 6:30 POV, John and Tammy Sadek sit down with our Chris Berg to share their thoughts on the latest in this investigation. That's 6:30 Point of View on KX4.
A firefight is finally over for crews battling not only flames but strong winds. Here's what it looked like not too long ago. The fire is northeast of Hawley, Minnesota, near 280th Street and Junction Avenue North. Firefighters estimate at least 15 to 20 acres have burned. Keep in mind, this was a fire that started with just 2 acres. Wind was definitely a factor. Valley News Live Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson says the wind is gusting between 35 and 40 miles per hour this afternoon.
The wind was pushing the head fire pretty good, but the main head of the fire was headed towards the field. It was just the flanking fire along the sides, and so we just found a spot to tie that into other fields and along the railroad tracks and backburnt it.
The fire was near railroad tracks, as was mentioned, and train traffic has been temporarily halted.
Wind has dominated today's weather. Let's get the latest on how strong and gusty it's going to be tonight. Hutch?
Well, gusts exceeded 50 miles per hour in the Crookston area today and over 40 miles per hour for many of us. And we're seeing some showers across much of western Minnesota and the Southern Valley. Also southeast North Dakota seeing some dance across the South Dakota border. Now, as we take you around, there's been a few rumbles of thunder, mainly on the southern line of showers down here. Nothing severe, folks, but you may hear some of those rumbles with a brief heavy shower where you see the yellows on the radar there, right out of Wheaton and heading in towards Fergus Falls. Detroit Lakes, get ready for a gully washer. Heavy rain moving in towards your area now. And as we take you in even closer, we can see the Cormorant Lakes area starting to see it exit as it moves toward the big Detroit Lake. Up north, we're seeing some showers and have had some storms produce some lightning as well. We're dry in Fargo for the early evening, but late tonight, some moisture down in South Dakota pushes in, and that's the main event. We'll have details on where we'll see rain, where we'll see warm weather, where we'll see cold weather, and where we'll see snow coming up here in just a moment.
A lot of people want to know.
We'll do it.
Thanks. A man is behind bars tonight on murder charges. Authorities say he killed a woman outside a business in Bismarck. Police arrested 33-year-old Jerome Brickle Hicks of Bismarck in connection to yesterday's homicide. The victim's been identified as 40-year-old Misty Kofelt of Bismarck. She was found unresponsive yesterday outside of the Running store.
The cause of death of a man pulled from the Rainy River near Baudette, Minnesota is still undetermined. However, Sheriff Gary Fish says they may have located his sunken boat. The victim was identified as 52-year-old John Martin Stiglich of Shoreview, Minnesota. He was the CEO and president of Cerdan Health Systems and Consulting in St. Paul. Sheriff Fish says preliminary autopsy results regarding his cause of death are still pending. However, he says they may have located his sunken 14-foot boat using sonar. They'll try to recover it next week.
Police in our area continue to investigate several recent reports of shots being fired. The most recent was last night at a North Fargo home.
All of the incidents appear to be random, but it's that randomness that has a lot of people concerned. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker spoke to a gun owner who says proper education about guns might have prevented all of the reported incidents.
When someone just randomly picks up a gun and goes, it makes a loud noise, it's dangerous, and I don't think they understand how dangerous it is.
Cody Spears considers himself a responsible gun owner. It frustrates him when he hears about people seemingly playing around with guns.
I think one of the main things is a lot of these people that you see doing these really stupid things with guns is that they don't have any proper experience or training.
Spears, a veteran who's had extensive training with firearms, says education for everyone about guns is one way gun-related crimes and accidents could decrease.
We tell people, we make sure we stress the importance of not only understanding that it can be frightening to other people that are around you, but also more importantly, it can be extremely dangerous to discharge your firearm in the city limits.
Lieutenant Vettel with the Fargo Police Department says the reports of shootings during this week are still being investigated and at this time aren't thought to be related.
We certainly understand when people hear that, even though we live in a very rural state that is typically surrounded by people that own guns, fire guns. We have a lot of hunting in our area. When it happens inside a neighborhood, inside a community, that can be concerning.
If you get a little bit of education, you're not going to randomly fire into the air because you know that bullet has to come down somewhere.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
In all the incidents that were reported, no one was injured. Fargo police say if the people participating in the random shootings are caught, they will face charges.
Churchgoers in northwestern Minnesota can expect a protest of sorts this Sunday. SNAP, which stands for the Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, plans to hand out leaflets at the Cathedral Church in Crookston, opposing a decision by the church to lift the suspension of Father Joseph Jayapal. Jayapal was convicted of a sex crime in Greenbush, Minnesota, and is now back in his home country of India, where he could once again be working in a parish.
And yet, everything we know about a sexual predator is that they will continue to molest throughout their lifetime. And to put this man back is really a slap in the face to victims everywhere.
The current bishop wrote a letter to all priests in the Crookston Diocese to share with their parishioners that says, in part, because Father Jayapal has admitted to a felony involving sexual misconduct, I, as the Bishop of Crookston, would never allow Father Jayapal to minister here.
A bizarre accident closed the pool area of the Choice Fitness Center in South Grand Forks early this morning. A 60-foot-long section of the heating and cooling air duct fell from the ceiling. Luckily, no one was in the pool area when it fell just after 5 this morning. Crews are working to haul out the mess. They're still trying to figure out the total dollar amount of damage and why it fell down. Mike Orr with Choice Fitness says the pool will remain closed for now. They'll make an announcement later on when it will reopen. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
Crews are busy today getting everything set up for this weekend's circus performances. Later on Valley News Live at 6. What's new this year?
And peak wind gusts approaching 50 miles per hour for many across the valley. And temperatures, well, they were warm in the south. Rain, sleet, and even some snow is in your forecast. We'll have details coming up right after this.